Alright. Hello, welcome everybody to All Pro Racing presents Dash for Cash here on MaxSpeedTV. Brought to you by Russell Co. Realtor. Probably serving the Florida Space Coast area for leasing, buying, selling real estate. Give them a call 850-320-5240. Brokered by eXp Realty. Also brought to you tonight by ANGELOS Painting. Live here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway for 65 laps here in the Camper Road trucks. As practice is just ending here, getting started for qualifying. These guys are trying to turn some quick laps to get themselves up front to start tonight's event. These guys are racing for some cash prizes here tonight. Top three will get some money, so they're going to try to enter or exit the night richer than how they entered it. So, also a quick note: there are no quick repairs, so these guys will have to try to keep their truck clean from start to finish. Be there at the end and try to get some money. Looks like Carl Bart in the number 53 machine out here. Below the yellow line. These guys have to stay below the yellow line here. Keep from getting a black flag penalty, so they're pretty crucial if they end up doing that. As you see him working his way off of pit road and about to go onto the back stretch for his outlap. For your outlap and also your first lap of qualifying here, you want to run right next to the outside wall, try to build as much speed as possible to set up for your second lap, which is kind of your quick lap. As you see him up there in that top lane. Trying to build as much speed as he can here tonight. He's working into the travel to start his first lap here.
Two wheels in the open road, life and death in my own hands. I am my own justice, I am my own man. I never look behind through all that I have seen.
So everybody trying to set their quick laps here tonight. I'm going to wait for the times to start rolling in here. See who's on top of the charts. First lap, again, is not usually matter a whole lot because the first lap is usually where they're trying to build up their speed. So the second lap is the one that counts and is usually faster. So I'll wait for the first time to roll in here. Looks like Caden Anderson currently set the first lap. Let's see if anybody can top. It looks like, yep, Carl Burke with a 55.919. And actually Wesley Spetched on the top now. These guys continue to roll in laps. We got about 5 qualifiers so far here. The 18 machine currently still on top. We're going to see what their second laps are going to be here, though. Also, you might see some guys not qualify and decide to stay in the back, try to avoid some incidences. So we're going to see if anybody tries that here tonight. As we wait for their second laps to roll in here, still some guys qualifying. Caleb Weekly puts on a lap here tonight in 10th. So Caden Anderson are going to set his second lap, currently first, 55.494. We're going to see if anybody can top that for the pole. Carl Burke, goes to the top. And now Brian Newport is going to continue to roll on some laps here. Wesley back on top with a 55.070. Currently the fastest so far here tonight. Lance Yancey now on top. Almost a 55 flat. Now Gary Champion goes to the top of the charts. Gary Champion at time all on his own by over a tenth over second place right now. I want to see As some of these guys continue to put in some laps, we have 14 people who have set a lap here tonight. I want to see if anybody else goes on the list. There's Brian Hicks. Looks like he's going to set his first lap and try to build up for a second one. It looks like Gary Champion still holding on to the pole as we're nearing the end of qualifying here. Some more guys trying to set a lap. Looks like a lot of guys are actually opting out of taking their qualifying lap, so all these guys are going to try to probably sit in the back and play nice and calm in the first part of this race. Again, 65 laps, pretty long one here tonight, and again, no quick repairs. These guys cannot afford to get taken out in an accident. Looks like Ryan Braney will set a lap. It will not be enough to set a second lap, so he'll go on the charts in 16th. Looks like Gary Champion will be your pole sitter. Gary Champion with a 54.897. That will put him on the top, and he will start here in P1. As the drivers are now gridding up on the racetrack. So Gary Champion on a pole here tonight. In that number 39 machine. These guys are grading up. We're going to take you through MaxSpeedTV starting grid here tonight. So Gary Champion, he'll start first with a flying lap there below a 55-second. Only person in that 54-second range to his outside would be Lance Yancey. Starting P3, Matt Fredrickson, number 24 machine, along with Wesley Spitched. Cannot quite pronounce that one, I apologize for that. But number 18 machine will roll off in P4 here tonight. Tom Wetmore will start in 5th, and Mitchell Reeves will start here in P6. Starting right next to him in P7, Brian Newport in the number 2 light Toyota Tundra there. To his outside, Jason Spear and another Toyota right there in 8th. Starting P9, Jason Kinzer in number 43 machine, and to his outside, Caleb Weekly in the 31. Next row behind them, number 4, Brian Hicks and Carl Burke. Then it's David Overstreet and Mark McFadden. Starting P15 here tonight, Caden Anderson, and the last person to turn a qualifying lap, Ryan Brady. The number 72 machine is rolling off P17. Ryan Kuhn and Josh Downing will start to his outside. Cedric Hunter will start. Maybe not. Justin Michael, will start in 19th, and 20th here, Tyler Cox. Rod Ronnie is senior will start in P21 as Donald Stewart will roll to his outside in 22nd. Ivan Jones and Donald Sadusky in the row behind them, 23rd and 24th. And it looks like that is, I'm trying to find the wheels here. Kevin Crane will roll off in 26th, and Russ Coe will roll off in P27 in the number 420 machine. We have Matthew Oliveira in that Target Chevrolet, and then you have David Vaughn in the number 70 machine. Then it's Mason Smith in P30 here, and then Cedric Hunter was the first truck not to make the grid. So 30 trucks here, I believe, will roll off to start the race as these guys currently pacing here. So I think we're probably going to see some really exciting and aggressive racing here. Of course, on these guys will probably try it safe, as they know they don't have a fast pair, so they'll have one opportunity to go out there and try to finish strong. So we're going to see who can keep it up front all night and finish there at the end. And welcome you, and thank you all for watching tonight's broadcast here tonight. Appreciate it. These guys are racing, in case you did not pick up on it. Pace car is in, ready to roll off here. Got a long wait to the green flag though. These guys patiently waiting the drop of the green flag and get fired up here to start tonight's event. There's the green flag. We're underway here from Talladega. Gary Chamberlain with a good jump there on the inside lane against the outside lane, as he's going to have the advantage into turn 1. 77 Lance Yancey trying to side drive a bit on his outside to get a run. It takes about a full lap for these guys to get up to speed, so they're going to try to get up to full son here shortly. As they go the back straight, looks like the outside lane has a pretty good run right here. The 18 of Wesley Spitched, hard to pronounce there, pushing the number 77 machine. The Gary Champion has the advantage now and actually will clear the outside lane. Looks like he's going to stay down low on the inside. They come through the trial this time to complete the first lap. Gary Champion from the pole actually is. The 77 getting very close to the inside lane, side drafting, trying to pull himself along. Trying to slow down that inside lane to get himself ahead. As you see, the 18 still pushing him a lot. A bit of a gap between the 18 and the 02 machine there, which is going to slow him down just a bit. These guys playing very easy for now. No 3 wide so far. You guys know it's a long race, and they want to make sure they don't tear up their stuff too early here. Well, Gary Champion still has the advantage right now on the inside lane, getting pushed by the 24 of Matt Fredrickson. That come across the finish line and lead another lap here tonight. So the inside lane is a big head of steam here. A couple of trucks actually will clear the outside lane. There goes the 24, Matt Fredrickson. He'll make a move on the leader, Gary Champion, for the race. He gets a shot from the 77. He's going to inch ahead of Gary going into turn 3. Looks like the inside lane gets another run right here through turn 3, however. And looks like Gary Champion will continue to hold on to that lead for now. Now getting pushed by the 6 of Tom Wetmore. The 77 very aggressively pushing Matt Fredrickson on the outside lane, gonna try to push him ahead of this inside lane. We go on the back straightaway once again here. These guys are gonna be careful not to push in the corners too much. If you hit the guy in the wrong place, it will turn him around, and at Talladega, it's not going to go very well when you get a truck turned in the middle of the field. So you guys will be very, very careful not to do that. But of course, they've got to push hard for themselves and also the person they're pushing. So Gary Champion still going to hold the lead for now. He's led all 4 laps that we completed here so far. As now Matt Fredrickson has a huge run on the outside, getting pushed by the 77. Couldn't quite clear the inside lane to drop down in front of them, but going to have the advantage here coming out of turn 2. We're going to see if he gets another big run right here or the inside lane rebound. It's a shot from the 77 once again to the back straightaway. Still can't quite clear the inside lane. He's going to have to stay up top and try to work that side draft to pull alongside and past the 39 machine. Then do the travel once again here to complete lap 5. Like Gary Champion going to have the advantage again here across the finish line. You see the field now kind of broken up into two backs. So actually a truck on the apron and towards his backpack here. Looks like that is the number 48 machine of Mark McFadden. A little loose there, out of shape, but look back up front at your leaders. Matt Fredrickson gets another good run right here, trying to pull alongside the 39 machine, who has not been passed so far here tonight. Then that travel, that inside lane actually does not, it actually does have a bump right there, and that travel kind of makes you wash up the racetrack. And it's, you see the 6, he pushed the 39 machine right there and almost turned him up the racetrack, and kind of cost him a bit of speed right there. And so the outside lane now has a good run. 24 still getting pushed for that 77, trying to fight for this lead. 24, Matt Fredrickson gets a good push, actually will clear the inside lane, and is going to drop down in front of Gary Champion. We have our first lead change of the night. We're going to see here if the outside lane can get another good run. That 77 up there is I see Gary Champion go up the racetrack just a bit. And yeah, I believe he hit that bump right there, and that kind of pushed him up the racetrack, because it looks like Matt Fredrickson lead his first lap of the night. The 77 getting very close to the inside lane, trying to side draft. Does not look like his efforts were enough, as he's going to fall back here just a bit. Getting pushed by the 18 of Wesley still. Go into turn 3, another shot to the back of the 77 machine, courtesy of the 18, as Gary Champion continued to push Matt Fredrickson. Will Gary now jump at the outside lane, as he does in front of the 77 machine. Going to try to take the lead back here on the outside lane. Gets a shot from the 77, so he'll kind of fan out a little bit. Looks like he has the advantage for right now. It's going across the finish line. Get the lap led to Matt Fredrickson, actually. On the inside lane, gets a good run right here. We're going to see if the 6 gets to clear the outside lane. Indeed, he does. Does he make a move on Matt Fredrickson, or does he stay tucked in behind him? Oh, he gets turned! Around goes the 6 machine. No caution, as he manages to lock it down. There's the caution flag now, as he went for a bit of a spin there. One truck incident here. It doesn't look like anybody else got involved. We're going to look now at your MaxSpeedTV replay. So we're trying to look through the field and see what started that. So the 2 machine just got in the right rear corner of the 6 machine. Turned him around. He spun down into the under the apron, out of harm's way, came up the racetrack. Great job everybody to miss him, and didn't get that much damage on it either. That's just a single truck spin here. That's what I was talking about earlier. You gotta be careful with the bump drafting. You can't hook the guy. That was just a simple case of a bumper hook on the back straightaway. But good news, 4 to 6, he was able to lock it down, not get involved in getting hit or hitting the inside wall. So he will be okay. Gonna probably just use a little bit of optional repairs to fix the back bumper of that 6 machine, but out front, Gary Champion now holds the race lead. The first caution flag of the night here tonight for a single truck incident. Definitely not something you see happen very often here at Talladega Super Speedway. as it's known for the big one. We're going to see here to the leader's pit. Looks like Gary Champion will give out the lead to kind of pit road. He's going to fake, and so there's everybody behind him. So some guys will pit though. Carl Burke will come down pit road, along with the 4 machine of Brian Hicks, and a lot of others behind them follow. The Gary Champion still out front, led the most on a lap so far here tonight. From the pole, actually. As everybody's pulling off of pit road here. We're going to see here if we can get a word in with the number 39 machine of Gary Champion. Gary Champion, do you have a copy?
Yeah, yes sir.
So Gary, we saw you, I've seen you up here in the lead currently from the pole. You've been up here leading quite a few laps so far here tonight, doing a nice job of putting yourself in the right place, currently out front. We still have a long ways to go, however, about 55 laps to go here, so a long ways to go before you reach the end of this one. Just talk about your strategy for the rest of the race.
My strategy is try to stay up front the whole time, stay out of trouble.
Definitely sounds like a good strategy to me, and so far you're doing a good job, still currently leading here. And only a few laps you've actually not been on top of the leaderboard, so great job by you so far here tonight. Any plans on who you want to work with here tonight?
It seems like these people up here in the top 5 seem to be racing pretty good. I mean, they're not knocking you sideways or anything, but they're pushing hard, racing good. Hopefully they'll all stay up here. I'm going to get enough couple cautions, should be able to make it on one stop. Get a couple caution flags in between.
Yeah, certainly, and we appreciate your time, Gary, and good luck in the race.
Thank you. Thanks for your broadcasting.
Alright, so that was the number 39 machine of Gary Champion, currently up here in P1. He's done a great job so far leading this event. Matt Fredrickson has also led a few laps here tonight, doing a pretty good job, number 24 machine. We've seen him making some moves around the later 9 early on as he was pushing him for much of the time, and kind of dicing up here a bit. Not too aggressive, but definitely kind of racy as we continue under caution here. Another thing that will kind of mess up this race, pit stops, as you heard Gary say there. They're going to try to make it on one stop if they have a few more cautions, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how the fuel strategy and everything plays out, and also what their strategy on pit road will be. Do they take tires? Do they take just fuel? So it's going to be interesting to see a little bit of diversity between the drivers here. See what exactly they're comfortable with, taking no tires or going all 4. So it's going to be interesting to see as we go on throughout the night what their strategy is. And tires aren't usually a huge concern here at Talladega, as you're pretty much just flat out and going around the track, and tires do not wear out that badly. So if these guys feel comfortable with taking no tires, it's definitely possible to do so. So it's going to be interesting to see who can gain time by taking no tires and who does not feel comfortable enough to do that. And we still have some interesting strategies on track right now where these guys want to run. Got some guys like Gary, he said, is trying to stay up in the front and ahead of the wrecks, As you have some guys towards the back, just trying to miss the wrecks and stay out of trouble here early on, as they know there'll probably be some more cautions and some more accidents. And of course at Talladega, a wreck is not usually involve one person, as you saw last time it did, but usually we have a lot of big ones, so hopefully these guys don't get too racy. We don't spend much of the race pacing, and I'm sure these guys will, of course, but we're just going to see how this plays out. Safety lights are off and ready to get back to green flag racing here tonight. And restarts are pretty key for who's behind you, to try to give you that good push to try to push you ahead of the opposite lane. So we're trying to see early on this restart here who can get a good restart, like 77 to 18, and try to push that front row there, and try to kickstart their lane pretty much into turn 1. And that could change up how they go throughout the rest of the track and how it all works out as they get the speed. So restarts are pretty important, even if you're not in the front row here. So these guys eagerly wait the green flag as they're working through turns 3 and 4 right now. Pace car is about to get set here to pull into the pits as it worked way off of turn 4 and onto the front stretch here. The pace car drops out of harm's way onto pit road and about to get set to let these guys back loose and underway here from Talladega. Still a long ways of racing left to go, so guys still gotta be careful not to get themselves involved in an accident, but of course it's Talladega, anything can pretty much happen. So these guys work their way through the travel and await the green flag. There it is. We're backing away here from Talladega. Gary Champion with a good jump there over Matt. Work up through the gears and head into turn 1. So the 18 did a nice job of pushing that 24. Looks like the inside lane just currently has more momentum. Gary Champion holding on to the lead for now. The 24, Matt Fredrickson, trying to get a run. The 18 going to come here, get a good run and push that back bumper. Pushes him pretty nicely. Gets him actually ahead right there. So 77 made a bit of contact with 39 right there. Get a bit loose. Actually, Matt Fredrickson with the lead right here. He'll drop down in front of the inside lane to cover that spot and move Matt Fredrickson back to the top of the leaderboard. Here's Gary Champion with a little aggressive moves up to the top, right in front of the 18 machine. Wasn't quite clear to make the move, but he pulled it off. Not gonna get a push from the 18. He's gonna try to retake the lead here. It's a good run. It's almost clear out the inside lane. He'll lead this time by at the stripe, and will now clear the inside lane. Expects him to drop down in front of that lane, as indeed he does. As 24 now will fall back in line behind him. He kind of shuffles around right here. Comes to 24 now. The run on the outside. As there's some contact behind him, between the 77 and the 18, as 24 gets a big push from the 18, almost turns him sideways. He's going to clear the inside lane and drop back down in front of the 39 of Gary Champion, or decides to actually stay high. This was the 18 with a push on the 24 machine, as Gary Champion has the advantage into the tribal. So now 3 wide, further back, not far behind these guys. Gary Champion will lead at the stripe. There's the 19 of Donald Sadusky trying to make a third lane up there, help from the number 4 machine of Brian Hicks. Looks like they're not going to quite be able to make that move work, so they're going to fall back in the line on the outside lane. Back up front, 7-7, got a nice shot pushing Gary Champion ahead right now off the outside lane. Working right into turn 3 once again here. Through the travel they go. Looks like Gary Champion going to continue to hold the race lead here across the stripe and lead another lap. Just add to his count so far. So I think it's a good run, however. Matt Ferguson getting a good push by the 18. To see if he's able to clear the inside lane like he has before. He's going to come on out turn 2 here and down the back straightaway. 18 doing a nice job of pushing the 24, but the 77 doing the same on the bottom behind the 39. Pretty even right now as they work their way into turn 3. So Gary Champion now has the advantage for right now out of the corner, but 24 getting a nice push on the outside lane, going to try to work up alongside the 39 and around him. As now the 77 actually pushes the 39 up ahead and will lead that lap once again. Pretty much a stalemate right now as 24 still side by side with the 39 machine. Nobody really gaining an edge on each other. One kind of gets to run edges ahead, the other one kind of gets to run edges ahead, and they kind of stay even. As you see now, a third lane moving up top, 19 again, trying to make the lane work with the 4 machine inside. They did have help for a bit there, that kind of backed out some contact through the field. With that third lane now forming. Let's see if they're able to get big enough for a run to make a challenge for the lead here. They're still 3 wide for the 3rd position right now. Looks like Gary Champion will lead that lap again here, but 19 coming out strong on the outside. Now actually gets alongside the 24 machine, just barely. Donald Sadowski getting a push on that number 4 machine, trying to get around these guys in front of him. As will they get help from the 18? Not look like it. So this guy's now falling back just a bit. That 3rd lane, a lot wider of a way around the tracks. It's a little bit slower. It's now the 19 pulls down and low, leads to 4 actually out without a draft, so it's unfortunate for him. He's gonna probably lose quite a few positions here. He's gonna work his way back to the line, however. For the lead, still the 39 versus the 24. Gary Champion still having the advantage right now. They cross your stripe once again here. One guy's trying to get a little bit aggressive and racy, trying to work their way through the field, make it 3 wide, but it does not look like they're going to get enough help to make that move really work, as here comes the 02 now with a 19. A couple of different guys trying to work this outside lane now. Mitchell Reeves with the 02 machine. Trying to get alongside the 18. But it doesn't look like he doesn't have the run quite enough, as he's going to drop back in line in front of the 65 machine. Leaves the 19 out to dry. Loses the travel once again here. They're now with a good advantage right now over the 24 machine of Matt Fredrickson. That's Yancey still pushing the 39 machine. They're actually going to ride on board with the number 77 machine of Lance. See, actually he's going to drop down below the yellow line. Looks like he's actually going to drop back to the back of the pack here. Very interesting strategy here. Going to try to fall back and stay out of harm's way. Maybe those these guys are going to go to 2 races and just want to be a part of it. And now they go 3 wide once again here. 18 to the outside with the 4. As the 02 machine takes that spot and now takes roll and pushing the 24 machine of Matt Ferguson, who now has a good advantage over Gary Champion. Looks like Matt Ferguson actually lead this time by at the stripe. We're going to see if he gets clear of the inside lane and drops down. Not quite there, only by a few inches. He can clear the inside lane, so he's going to have to stay up top and try to get another stab at it here. even going into turn 3 for the race lead here. '18 of Wesley all by himself without a drafting partner up in that right outside lane. We're gonna fall back here just a bit. Behind the pack right now. Oh, it's contact and we got a big wreck. Cars flipping everywhere. Take out almost the entire field. The 43 machine of Jason Kinzer is involved. Looks like the 11 of Josh Downey maybe have made it through with a bit of damage. 12 machine of Ryan Brandy, heavy damage on him. Kenneth Anderson's actually going to put it behind the wall. What everybody feared. Jason Spear involved and stopped on the track. Let's take a look now at the MaxSpeedTV replay to see exactly what caused all of this. Looks like contact between the 43 and the 19, actually a bit of net code between his two trucks. That's going to set off a huge wreck here at Talladega, the big one, as I see several trucks flipping, taking out the pit cone. A lot of damage to a lot of these vehicles out here. So I'm going to look through it by a couple angles here. We're going to see where exactly the 11 machine of Josh Downey got involved in this as he looks on at the pack. See all the carnage up in front of him. He tries to find a gap to make it through and just ends up losing control under braking and gets pretty heavy contact with the outside wall. Definitely fixable though. It's very interesting to see who can exactly fix their truck and get back out on track. You see several trucks flipping, including the 37 machine of Keaton Anderson went head on to the outside wall after getting clipped by the 19 as he spun down the track. Launching off of the 14 and barrel rolls across the start-finish line. That truck is done. Spins down onto the apron. So actually going to run on board here with the 43 machine of Jason Kinzer. And that's what set off the entire wreck. A bit of neck kill between the two trucks as he gets turned sideways into the grass a bit, slides up the racetrack, locks down the brakes, nearly gets missed by several trucks. And looks like his damage will be repairable. Let's see if he's able to get up to speed here, but I want to take a look at pit stops here. It looks like some guys stayed out. Some guys decided to come down pit road. Looks like Tom Wetmore maybe have stayed out here and taken some track position over the fuel and the pit repairs and service and whatnot. So he will stay out front along with the 70 of David Vaughn. But we're going to take this opportunity to play some commercials. We're right back. Don't go away. Welcome to back. Currently pacing under the second caution flag of the night. First big wreck so far here tonight. On lap 25 of the scheduled 65 laps here. The All-Pro Racing presents the Dash for Cash here on MaxSpeedTV. These guys racing for some cash prizes. Top 3 will get some money. Hopefully come out of the night richer than what they came in. So these guys trying to keep it clean so far. We've already had one big wreck, which is currently the cause of the caution here so far. Currently out front, Carl Burke in the number 53 machine is your race leader. And we're slow pacing here. Matt Fritcherson in that second place spot. Been a pretty good job so far of keeping his track clean and staying up front, along with Gary Champion, who spoke to under the first caution flag. Currently in P3 from the pole. These guys continue to pace under the caution flag. Looks like several trucks got taken out in that wreck. I believe we have about 20 trucks left on track. Still driving around here. Only have one truck a lap down. Everybody else looks like to be on the lead lap. Some guys pitting repeatedly trying to get their damage fixed. Such as the number 4 of Brian Hicks at Jurassic Park Chevrolet Silverado. He's going to come back down pit road, try to get some more of his damage fixed to try to go back out there and race everybody else. And you can only do so much repairs on these trucks if your pit crew will allow you. They got to sit through the optional repairs, try to beat out the dents and try to get back up to speed. And again, no quick repairs here, so tough break for everybody who got involved in that first wreck caused by neck kill between the 43 and 19. Took out much of the field. We had a couple guys barrel rolling on the front stretch, so definitely not the night they wanted to have, but a lot of guys still left here to compete for that money and for the race win, so and Carla Burke continued to pace the field around here out front, as I believe it will be 1 degree this time by. Pit lights will go out. See the 4 truck working its way off the pit road. Pit lights are out. We are 1 to green as the flagman gets the signal to the field. These guys are getting ready, anxious to get back green flag here, and so are we. So quite a way left of racing left to go here. Still a good 40 laps here, so definitely ain't over yet. As they pace down the back straightaway into turn 3. Pace speed here only 65 miles an hour, which is pretty slow compared to tracks like Daytona, which is 80. So very interesting pit speed we have here in iRacing at Talladega. Makes these guys just get more and more anxious as they pace under the caution flag, and lead to some better racing actually, so it's gonna be interesting to see how these guys react and respond to that big wreck we just had. Of course, again, it was caused by netcode, but that still can happen without netcode, and still can be a lot of contact and can turn somebody around, so we'll interesting to see these guys to try to play a little bit more safe, or they're going to be even more racy as we get down to the end of this one as pace car to pull its way onto pit road. There it goes, and you're going to let these guys back loose as they go through the tri-oval, 65 miles an hour, as they await the green flag here. Green flag is out. Carlo Burke on the jump. Getting a nice push from Gary Champion in that number 39 machine. Across that finish line, work up through the gears once again. So Matt Ferguson actually gets a pretty good jump on the outside, getting pushed by the O2 machine. As then they shift up into their final gear, fourth gear, into turn 1. As they come out of turn 2 and head down the back stretch here. Carl Burke getting a nice push from Gary Champion on the inside lane, as he's out ahead currently of the outside lane. We're going to see what the outside lane can do here. Will they get a run going into turn 3? Does not actually look like it, so. Turn 3 and 4 come back onto the front stretch. Carl Burke out here leading the first laps he's led of the night, as the outside lane has a huge run. Matt Frederick getting pushed by the O2 machine, edges out ahead of the 53 machine across the start-finish line. He will lead this time by. He's actually going to get clear of the inside lane as he drops down in front of them. He's going to decide to stay up top with the O2. So, still side by side for the race lead here. So head down the back straightaway. It looks like actually we have about a 6-truck breakaway here, as see the number 48 machine of Mark McFadden kind of a little bit far behind these guys. I'm sure they'll probably catch back up, but that work definitely kind of spread out the field a bit here. We're interested to see if these guys will catch back up, or if we'll only have a 6-truck battle up here. So very interesting that these guys split up a bit, but currently looks like Matt Ferguson will lead this lap as well. We'll get a nice push by the O2 machine of Mitchell Reeves. That's going to ride on board with that number O2 machine. Looking on at the rear member of the 24s, he's pushing them. He's kind of getting little shots here and there, looking at the bumpers down the straightaways, and trying to gain as much speed as possible. The 24 gets a good run here on the outside. Does he decide to drop down? He will actually. So now O2 up in command of the outside lane, getting pushed by the number 2 machine of Brian Newport. And now the 53 machine gets clear. Will he jump up and go to the outside lane? Yes, he does. He's going to work his way around Matt Ferguson here, and get pushed by the O2 machine. He'll actually come around, lead at the start-finish line, so he'll lead another lap here tonight. He'll be clear of the inside lane, decides not to drop down quite yet here. These guys, they're not getting that racy, but they're definitely not wanting to stay in the line, that's for sure. As soon as they're able to get clear of the line, they decide to jump down into that line, so you see the 53 gets the advantage down the back straightaway. He gets clear of the inside lane. He's going to drop down in front of the 24 machine. We're going to see here if 24 can get another big run, get clear of the outside lane or not. It's not looking like we're able to do that right now. So he's kind of boxed in on the inside behind the 52 machine. He's going to lead this time at the start-finish line. There's pretty much 3 trucks versus 3 trucks right now. Pretty even number on the inside lane versus the outside lane. So we're going to see here if the 24 can get clear of the O2. That's his goal right now. The O2 is just going to be in his corner, so he's going to be kind of still boxed in here behind the 53. Work his way into turn 3. O2 actually gets a pretty good run here. And gets the rear corner of the 53 of Carl Burke. Actually gets a good run down the front stretch and into the tri-oval. Edges out ahead with about half a car length here over the 53. Coming across the finish line. He will lead his first lap of the night. It's a good push by the 2 of Brian Newport. Looks like now the outside lane actually has more help to the inside as the 39 Gary Champion, who was leading much of the race. He actually was kind of losing his lead pack track, so it's kind of giving the advantage right now to the outside lane as they have more trucks helping them. Now you see some more trucks kind of catching in and gaining the draft of the lead pack, however. Charlotte Berg still out front here to cross the start-finish line and lead this time by. We're now officially halfway in this event, so 33 laps in the books with 33 more to go. Charlotte Berg still your race leader here. On the inside lane, getting pushed by the 24, Matt Ferguson. $15 trucks still on here on a lead lap, some of which, however, are damaged. So, it's going to be interesting to see how many guys we have up here battling for the lead. It looks like right now the inside lane has the advantage over the outside as they work their way through the travel once again here. You're going to see these guys get really aggressive here once we get down into the final 10-20 laps here, and they're going to probably try to split the field and go 3 wides in the middle, maybe around the outside, and you're going to see some guys get really aggressive. Might lead to a wreck. That's something you definitely have to be careful of. Let's look right down the back straight. Looks like the inside lane right now just has more guys pushing, and so they're kind of having the advantage right now over the outside lane as Mitchell Reeves pushed a couple guys to the lead. He's now looking to try to get pushed to the lead himself, but I don't think he quite has enough of a run to get clear of the inside lane and drop down. He's still door-to-door with the 52 machines across the finish line. Still side by side as they work through turns 1 and 2. These guys also have to be careful about overheating their engines. If they sit behind somebody too long and push them, they can raise their oil temperature and water temperature, and it can cause them to end up blowing up their engine. So definitely not something you want to do, as not only will that be chaotic for them, but also for the rest of the field behind them trying to miss them as they're without power. So these guys are going to have to try to get some clean air on their noses. You see the 24 still very aggressively pushing that 53. I'm guessing he's going to have to try to get some clean air here shortly. The 53 currently still liking it, being up there in the lead. I also think it's a good run, actually. 02 getting pushed for that 2 machine. Had the advantage for just a second there going into turn 1. We'll see what he can do here coming out of turn 2. Doing a nice job on the outside lane there, working that side draft. Looks like the 24 maybe actually backed off from the rear bumper of 53, maybe trying to get a bit of clean air and cooling off the engine. That's going to cost them a bit of speed. Looks the outside lane gets a bit of a run here. 02 actually going to get pushed ahead of the inside lane. Does he drop down? Looks like he's going to attempt to, and the 2 actually was outside, so he decided it was wise to just drop down into the inside lane. Now the 2 of Brian Newport gets a good run. Going to push for that 65 of Kevin Crane. As he's actually going to drop down right in front of the 02 machine, very close. A very aggressive move by the 2 machine of Brian Newport, who was just barely clear of the 02 machine and dropped down immediately. As we continue on to this race, and we see these guys get even more and more aggressive, as now the 65 of Kevin Crane on the outside lane trying to get pushed to the lead his first laps of the night. like at the finish line. However, Brian Newport will lead that lap with just 8/1000ths over Kevin Crane. The work out of turn 2, the 77 all over the rear bumper of the 65 machine, trying to push him ahead and let him get the lead. There he goes. 65 gets clear of the inside lane. Does he drop down? Yes, he does. He's going to try to drop down in front of the 2 machine of Brian Newport here, going into turn 3. Now the 77 going to try to get himself up and ahead of this inside lane. He's now going to push for the 24 of Matt Ferguson, who moved up to the top lane with him, along with 39 of Gary Champion, who's led much of the night. So 27 has the advantage right now going into turn 1. And out of turn 2, we're going to see if he's going to be able to get clear of this inside lane or not. As they work their way around some lap trucks down on the apron. The 77 will get clear. Does he drop down immediately or does he wait? 24 is also clear. 77 decides he's going to move down, and 24 does not. So now 77 gets out front, but it's going to sack up the inside lane just a bit. Fortunately for Matt Ferguson, he only has help from the 39 of Gary Champion, nobody else behind, as you see some guys trying to work their way up there and help out this outside lane. As you see the 77 now getting pushed for the 65, he will lead that lap. You only have 25 laps to go here, so getting down into the nitty-gritty of this one. Inside lane gets a huge run right here. The 65 also clear of the outside lane. We're going to see if he decides to jump up top and make a stab at the race lead. Does not look like he will, as now the outside lane of Gary Champion and Matt Ferguson only will actually get a pretty good run here, pull alongside the number 65 machine for that second position. So finish line of 77 continues to have the advantage. Getting pushed by the 65 of Kevin Crane. And we're on the outside lane, you don't have much help like how the 24 and 39 are right now. You have to get down, pinch that inside lane. Oh, the 77 gets turned sideways. Does he save it? Yes, he does. Great save by Lance Yancey. Getting turned from the race lead by number 65 machine of Kevin Crane. Managed to gather back up and onto the apron and keep that truck straight. Great job, but unfortunately for him, he's actually going to lose the draft here. Just another classic bumper hook here at Talladega. It's going to cost Lance probably a shot. I see the 2 truck pull off along with the O2. Mitchell Reeves are actually going to pull off and pit along with the 77 of Lance Yancey. They'll get low down to the pace, pit speed. So it's like there are only 3 trucks to pit here. They'll be able to stay on the racetrack. Back up front, Matt Ferguson currently has the race lead and only a 4-truck pack with the 65, the 39, and the 72 of Brian Kuhn, who has caught up to these guys. Going to interesting to see when these guys decide to head down pit road, as they're all communicating over the radio to pit together here. So they will opt to stay out on the racetrack another lap here, so interesting pit strategy by the 3 trucks who pitted there, Lance Yancey being one of them. It's coming across the finish line. They have about 12-second gap back to the 5th place truck, so 4-truck breakaway right now ahead of the field. As some people towards the back hoping for a caution here. They continue to single file down the back straightaway and into turn 3. And then we'll decide to stay out another lap here. So work our way through the tri-oval. An interesting thing is here though, if these guys up here, the top 4, do indeed have to pit, the guys who pitted, including the 77 of Lance Yancey and the 02 and the 2 truck there, the 3 trucks who decided to come down pit road, because of the fact you don't actually go a lap down here at Talladega when you pit, those guys will actually pick up the race lead if the caution flag does indeed fly. So I'm going to try to stay ahead of these guys and on the lead lap. There's still a 4 truck breakaway from the rest of the field. I'm taking you back actually all the way to 5th place here, the number 70 machine of David Vaughn. Getting help from the number 32 of Ivan Jones. They're in their own little single file small pack trying to catch the lead pack. And of course, I don't believe they'll be able to catch him unless pit stop strategy goes their way or precaution does indeed fly, because they are over 12 seconds back from his lead pack, so that's a lot of catch up to do. Back up front, Matt Fredrickson continues to lead this little group here, just kind of logging laps, as we only have 20 of them left to go, so so very spread out here actually for Talladega. It doesn't usually get this spread out, as we have 14 trucks on the lead lap right now. These guys continue to work down the back straightaway. Pushing that number 24 machine, but definitely not too aggressively. He's not want to make a mistake and turn them sideways, as they have a big gap with the rest of the field right now, so that'll be a very, very costly mistake if they did. Actually, it looks like the 32 machine of Ivan Jones decided to come down pit road, along with a few others in that group with them. Looks like the number 78 Donald Stewart also decided to come down pit road, along with a few other trucks. So they're going to try to hook up and work together, as we're going to still wait for our leaders here to pit, as looks like almost everybody else has decided to come down pit road. So it's interesting to see when these guys decide to drop down and pit, as we see some of them communicating together. Will they pit this time? Does not look like it, so these guys continue to go around here and just log laps as they await the inevitable of pitting. As now that everybody else is pitted, they actually have a 43-second lead over 5th place position, so very interesting to see when these guys pit, what kind of strategy they have. Will they take tires? Will they take a splash of fuel and go? It's very interesting as we're coming up to just a handful of laps here. A couple laps will be 15 to go, so they only have to make one stop, and one stop only, as looks like the 24 machine will pit along with the 65. Oh, the contact!
All right, man,
Caution flag is out, and we have 3 trucks around and into the inside wall. And now we have 2 trucks also. Big wreck here as they're headed down pit road. A very costly mistake by a few drivers. And much of their nights actually, as they were coming down pit road. I'll take you through the MaxSpeedTV replay here. It looks like it all started off here as some of these guys going below the DO line to pit. Looks like the 65 stayed on track, and 39 Gary Champion did not know he was pitting. 65 gets rear-ended into the inside wall hard. You see the 72 around, the 39 around. 53 of Carl Burke, also to the inside wall, on the 24 of Matt Fredrickson. So very big mistake by just a few drivers, just not quite communicating it well enough to pit. And so 65 stayed on the racetrack. 39 had no idea he was going to pit. And right on board with him and just plows into the back and gets turned around himself. Just a miscommunication between some drivers leads to an accident. It's always very tough to go from 200 miles an hour down to 60. So you see a lot of accidents when they pit. Going to take you through a few different angles here. And right on board actually with the number 32 machine, Ivan Jones. As he sees all the chaos up in front of him. As he just kind of backs it down and goes through the middle between 39 and 72. And we'll continue on his way. So that takes out much of the front runners here, as they had that 40-second lead over the second pack. And many trucks damaged. It's nice to 39 Gary Champion. He'll head to pit road. On the 24, Matt Fredrickson. But everybody else, as I mentioned before, if we did get a caution, such as the 2 machine of Brian Newport, Mitchell Reeves, and everybody else there who pitted the 77, actually will come back down pit road, but a lot of those guys who decided to pit earlier will actually now be out front, so nice pit strategy there by them, as you're going to see some guys take the waiver on here who want to lap down during the whole exchange. Several trucks actually taking the waiver around here to try to get back onto the lead lap and in contention for this, as number 2 of Brian Newport is your race leader. These guys work under the caution flag. Caution number 3 actually of the night, so pretty clean night so far. We made 50 laps before having our 3rd caution flag, so pretty good run, pretty long green flag run there. We saw screen pit stops by some of these guys. As everybody's going to try to get their damage repaired from that incident. And you see also very large number of trucks taking the waiver around here, so they're going to try to make it on fuel. Some of these guys actually did not pit. Some of them were lapped when they pitted. Some of them did not pit, just the number 52 machine of Matthew Oliveria, so we're interested to see what happens to them and see if they can make it to the end on fuel, as it looks like we only have 15 trucks currently on a lead lap. As the rest of them pretty much taken out in accidents, so unfortunate for them. Looks like we only have actually 15 trucks on the track right now, so tough break for much of the field. We started off with 29 trucks, and currently we have 15. We still have a good 15 laps to go here, so not the night some of these guys are looking forward to. Trying to see here if we can dial in the number 2 machine of Brian Newport, who's coming out a race leader. Brian Newport, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So you see up here in the lead currently as we pace this caution flag. Been up there much of the night in the number 2 Toyota Tundra. Doing a nice job of pulling to the race lead, and of course also keeping their truck clean. So that's the pit strategy there. You and a couple of other guys there with you decided to pit early, and it pays off for you right now as you're up front and in the lead. Just talk about your strategy here as we get down to the end of this thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to take these 3 with me and try to take a victory. Just want to represent Patriot Racing. We're all 3 Patriot Racing, and we're going to try to take victory.
Yes, certainly that's the goal, and I'll try to get some cash out of it as well. So we've seen some accidents happened so far. Your truck looks pretty clean. I don't see a scratch on it actually, so so far you're doing a nice job to keep that number 2 machine's clean. It's a little bit of nose damage now as I realize that, but as you're up there with you know, some of your teammates as you mentioned there, and a couple guys who pitched there with you, like the O2 machine. Is there anybody else in the field you know of that you want to work with and maybe try to work here for the win?
Negative, sir. Just us 3.
Alright, team strategy right there, but the number 2 machine of Brian Newport as he is your race leader. And thank you for your time, Brian, and good luck in the race.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
So that was your current race leader, number 2 machine of Brian Newport. He is currently pacing under the caution flag behind all of the trucks trying to take the wave around. So now actually we're down to just 14 trucks, I believe, at this time. Actually 13 trucks left in the race. Left to battle it out, so some of the guys in the back and some of these guys trying to take the wave around, they're going to have to try to charge the wave through the field, so it should be a pretty exciting one here as we're getting down towards the finish of this. The number 78 machine of Donald Stewart, first truck behind the pace car. He's going to take his wave around here. His pace lights will go off this time. He'll pass the pace truck along with, pace car along with many other trucks as they all pass the pace car and get to the tail end of the field. There's only a dozen trucks left. Battle out here for some cash and for the win. So you're going to see some guys get very aggressive, maybe some moves they wouldn't have made earlier, so of course they have to be careful not to get into anybody and cause a wreck, and definitely not something you want to do, not only for yourself but also everybody else. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are able to pull off. Expect to see some more 3-wide racing than what we've seen so far, as it's pretty much go time at this point. We're going to go green here with just 12 laps to go actually, so just a dozen laps left for these guys to battle out and try to work their way up to the front of the field. As they pace into turn 3 here and are ready to get set. Go back, green flag here. Yeah, well, we appreciate you all watching tonight's broadcast here tonight. Type it in chat. Of course, we appreciate it very much. Wouldn't do without you guys, so we appreciate it. But work the way out of turn 4. As the pace car gets ready here to unleash the beast of the field. Pace car gets out of the way, and we're left now with a 2 truck and the O2 on the front row as they're going to get ready here to get on the live pedal and go with green flag. Work our way through the tri-oval. And as we wait the flag man to drop the green flag, there it is. We're underway here. The finish of Talladega. The restart by both guys on the front row. Looks like the L2 actually has a slight advantage right now over the 2 machine. Fortunately, it does not have really any drafting help behind him, as 31 of Caleb Weekly doing a nice job pushing that number 2 machine out front. We're down that back straightaway. The 2 machine has the advantage right now. Here comes the 77 that'll give the O2 a push as everybody else behind in the pack tries to catch up here. Work our way into turn 3. Stalemate once again here, inside and the outside, not having an advantage right now. Just kind of exchanging runs as the inside lane goes up a little bit because the 31 at the back off of the 2 machine, maybe get a little bit hot or something of that sort. And the 2 Mitchell Reeves will get out front, very inside lane. 77 tries to follow him in line, indeed he will. And moves the O2 Mitchell Reeves to the top of the leaderboard. As now 24 of Matt Fredrickson will get a huge run by the 18 on the outside lane. Is the 3 wide behind him. Great, he turns 1 and 2, trying to get a run down the back straightaway. Of course, not set off a wreck. Definitely something these guys do not want to do. As I see the 78 going 3 wide up here. Donald Stewart on the outside, getting a push from that number 6 machine. Around the outside of Matthew Bavaria in the 52. Not like they're going to have a big enough a run to pull it off quite yet. They're going to try to get some more volunteers to jump up there with them. They're going to fall back in line now. Back up front, looks like the 77 machine is clear of the outside lane. Does he decide to jump up in front of that 24 machine and make a challenge for the race lead as we have just 10 laps to go here. 10 more seconds round up. Matthew Bavaria, they got 3 wide on the outside. Help from the 78 on the outside of the ET machine. It sounds like he's enough, good enough for a run. And he's actually currently scored 1 lap down along with the ET machine. A couple guys hoping for a caution here actually. Or maybe trying to get their lap back the hard way, so they're going to get a huge run. 78, a nice job of pushing. They're both going to try to get clear of the 24 machine and drop down in front of them. Looks like they're almost there. 18 follow them along with the 25 of David Overstreet. As now the front of the field, the top 4 kind of broke away just a bit. 6 machine of Tom Wetmore being the last truck in that front pack. So all single file right now. As the very now tucks back in low behind that number 6 machine. Going to try to get that draft and pull up alongside of him here, maybe. Going to push for that 78. As you see these guys single follow right now, they're going to get a lot more aggressive as we get even closer and almost contact right there between the 78 and the 52. 78 decided to duck back in line and almost clipped the right rear, but hopefully they did not. Still kind of stacking up just a bit here. 77 pushing that number 50, the 02 machine hard, trying to get him out in front here, maybe trying to plan a move here towards the end of this. See some guys in the back of this pack here trying to make a run for some positions. These guys have, it's pretty much go time at this point. We're coming down to just a few laps to go. Of course, if caution flag does come out on lap 61 or after, the race will end under the yellow flag. So, as we heard, was actually the 6th machine will sacrifice his position and actually head down pit road. He's running in 4th place. He'll head down pit road. Must be running out of fuel as he's one of the people there who took the wave around. And so now the top 3 all battling for the race lead, or at least trying to. Single file all the way through this pack though. These guys gotta try to see who wants to work with them and pull out a line. It's so risky when you pull out a line, you never know who's gonna go with you. As I see the 78 of Donald Stewart, he'll pull out a line and work with the 18 machine to try to get a run. As contact between him and the 52 machine sends the 78 of Donald Stewart sideways. He's gonna gather back up on the apron and manages to keep that number 78 machine straight. Definitely probably not going to be too happy right there as it was contact between him and the 52 of Matthew Bavaria. Managed to gather it back up though and hold on to it. Now he's got to try to hope for a caution flag to catch back up, and he's now without a draft and from way behind the field. So right now Mr. Reeves still up front and leading this pack. Head to the 77 machine of Lance Yancey. We're just going to wait here. Who makes some moves? The 18 is trying to make some moves, but he's going to score again a lap down, along with the 52 machine Matthew Bavaria. So only 3 lead lap trucks actually in this very front pack. As this is the final opportunity for a caution flag to come out without ending the race. It's not like we will have one right now, as it's still continuing to stay single file up front. So waiting for somebody to make a move. And all these drivers know that if that caution flag comes out right now or later, race will be over. So these guys probably will be a little bit more aggressive, even though they have more time to the actual checkered flag, which is waiting for one of these drivers to make a move and trying to make a run for that lead. And of course, you heard the 2 machine and the 02 machine, they're our teammates, so that 77 probably knows he's not in a great spot right now. If he pulls out a line, he's probably not going to get help, so he's in a tough situation right here. Probably why you're not seeing him pull out a line quite yet. It's always very tough when you don't have that many trucks to lead back. Actually, I see a big run from a group behind him now, led by the 31 machine of Caleb Weekly. They're going to try to work their way through this pack right here. As on the 18 gets split 3 wide by the 25. It's David Overstreet in a good wrench Chevrolet Silverado. However, it looks like 25 is not going to run. He'll pull back in line behind the 18. And guys trying to get a little bit more aggressive here as we have just 4 laps to go. Of course, have to be careful not to make too much contact and end up causing a wreck. So there's still single file for the first 3 trucks, it looks like, on the inside lane. Nobody quite would be able to make a move yet. I see 77 looking. He wants to go to the outside lane and get to this lead. As I see the 18 gets a good run on the outside. Does 77 go with him? No. So Lance Yancey will stay down low. 18, he is actually a lap down, so he's not racing for the lead right here. 25 machine who's pushing him is, however. So 25, his goal right now is to try to push the 18 ahead and then try to get himself ahead as he's a little bit of a pack behind him. We're going to work their way around the 6th truck who's going a lap down here. That kind of spurred the field just a bit. 25 ducks low on the 18 and will ditch him. Now he tries to make a run for himself for this race lead. They're going to come across the finish line this time by just 2 more times around here at Talladega Super Speedway. These guys are going to get very aggressive here, and of course if they wreck on the last lap there will be no caution flag thrown by iRacing. It's just pretty much who can survive to the end at that point. So we're going to see here, does the 02 decide to block the outside lane? Looks like he'll actually continue to stay low on the 77 with the 77 machine. 25, David Overstreet trying to get a run here towards the end. We haven't talked about much of the night, but he's up here at the end battling out for the win. 77, I guess, clear of the outside lane. Is he trying to make a run and get up top around this 02 machine? They're coming out of turn 4 and about to enter the tri-oval here. As they wait, the white flag goes to 2. He's actually going to ditch the 77 one more time around here at Talladega. Now the 77 getting a push by the 25 as she gets to run on the outside of Bishop Reeves. They have to use that side draft as much as possible here. As now teammates locked up on the inside lane. The 77 right down there on the right corner of the 02 machine. We got a nice push for the 25 of David Overstreet. Going to try to get a good run here down the back straightaway. White flag down the back straightaway for the final time here at Talladega. Clear the inside lane. Does he drop down? No, actually he does not. So he's going to stay up top, get a push to the 25. They're side by side through turns 3 and 4. 25 very aggressively pushing the 02. We're going to see here out of turn 4. The 77 has the advantage for right now. So they're going to enter the tri-oval. 3 wide now behind him. There's contact. 25 was around and 2 machine wrecks the side by side for the finish. And the 02 of Mitchell Reeves will pick up the win here. 77 of Lance Yancey will finish 2nd. Ivan Jones will finish 3rd and will be the final cash payout spot. As they all wreck across the start finish line. Several tore up trucks. The 70 machine of R. David Vaughn, his truck, is all tore to pieces. The 2 of Brian Newport. See more trucks spinning across the finish line. Mark McFadden, that's number 48 machine, is going to spin across the line. So carnage across the start finish line to finish out the night here. But Mitchell Reeves, he will be your race winner here tonight from Talladega. So you're going to come around here on the front stretch and burn him down. He's already going to get loose at the travel and slide through the grass. He's going to start celebrating his win here tonight at Talladega. The O2 machine, you're going to celebrate here in the grass on the front stretch. We're going to try to get a word in here with your race winner, the O2 of Mitchell Reeves. Mitchell Reeves, you have a copy?
Yeah, we got you.
So Mitchell Reeves, you pick up the win here tonight at Talladega. Doing a great job keeping your nose clean and staying up front all race long. You managed to come up there in a drag race against the 77 machine. Coming to start finish lines, they'll right behind you. Pretty chaotic race. You're going to pick up here with the win, also some cash payout. So you're going to come out of the night a little bit richer. Let's talk about your race and how you managed to pull this win off.
Yeah, really, it was just a war of attrition. You know, we all knew the big one was going to happen. You know, I debated the whole practice whether to pit and try to stay in front of it, or you know, try to avoid the big one. And fortunately, the strategy of qualifying paid off. Really can't thank Lance, the 77, and Brian Newport enough for that amazing teamwork. Lance had a heck of a save there during the green flag pit stops, and I really think that actually saved us from being in some deep trouble. So I've got to give a huge shout out to them. Patriot Racing just started running with them guys very recently. Kevin Turner is a heck of a runner there, and Brian Newport, Jason Spear was helping us. Southeast Motorsports. And Michael D'Amico, good to see that dude again. It's been a while, and I can't wait to watch the broadcast. He's been doing great stuff for God knows how many years, so can't thank everybody and all the sponsors as well.
Yeah, certainly, and I pick up the win here, and again, you get some money here to come out of the night a little bit richer than how you entered it, so definitely good race for you as you pick up the win, and congratulations on the win, Mitchell, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Go D'Amico.
D'Amico. Dang, I wish we could hear the interview.
You can.
How?
Send you the website.
Me and the winner, O2, and the 2 car, we kind of got hooked up, just pretty much decided to stay together and battle it out there at the end, and that's pretty much what happened. We pretty much, from the beginning of this race all the way to the end, we're hooked up, and racing as one rather than just racing on our own.
Yeah, certainly, and again, a 1-2 finish for your team. All 3 of your trucks are up there at the end, and you managed to finish 1-2, get some money. So great night for you. We saw some strategy there on that pit stops. Ended up paying out for you guys and getting up towards the front there at the end, and a great run for you guys. So